Sometimes in life, things just fall together. Sometimes the timing of things just feel right. That's kind of what's happening with this show. For a while, I've had thoughts about starting up my own Miami Hurricanes podcast. I've had friends, homies, family encourage me to start up my own Miami Hurricanes podcast. And the timing never really was right. The timing never really came together. But you know what? I feel like the time is right now. I feel like this is when I should jump into it. And so here we are. Welcome to the inaugural episode of the Somebody Said Canes show. I am Breeze. If you do know me, family, friend, and the like, I do a weekly podcast with Pump and Shay every Monday night, 9 p.m. Follow it on YouTube. Somebody Said Sports, where we talk everything football. We talk college football. We talk NFL. As obvious, I'm a Hurricanes fan. The guys I do the show with, they're Florida State fans. One's a Florida State grad. We talk a lot of college ball, but we also talk NFL ball. But this show, this is going to be just Miami. It's going to be all Miami content all the time, every week. It's going to be a weekly show. I'm going to be dropping content, either giving my thoughts on the program, giving my thoughts on the schedule, upcoming game, going through film, breaking all those things down again, just talking everything related to the Canes, man. I'll have some friends that'll come along with me. I'll have some interviews that I'll do, hopefully bring some folks in and share their insights and let you guys know how they feel and what they think about different things going on with the Canes. So that's what you can expect, all right? Full breakdown, full Canes, all about the U, all the time, brought to you by me, Breeze. And I appreciate you tuning in. I appreciate you watching. If you are here, please go ahead and follow the Somebody Said Canes YouTube page. This video is going to reside for now on the Somebody Said page. Eventually, that's all going to switch over. Everything's going to be on the Somebody Said Canes page. So if you specifically want to follow my Hurricanes content, you want to do it over there. You want to go over there and follow it over there, because that's where all this content is going to live and all the things that I'm going to be talking about. Real quick intro for those who don't know me. I've been a Canes fan since I was a jit. Really, making a long story short, I became a Canes fan just to spite my big brother. Old enough to just admit that and own that. My big brother was a Florida State fan. And so just to get under his skin, just to get on his nerves, because that's the kind of brother I was, I cheered for the Hurricanes. And it kind of worked out for me. I was born in 90. So by the time I turned 9, 10, 11 years old, the Canes were the best team in the country. I got to watch a national championship, got to see us compete and get slighted, cheated for one in 2002. It's been some rough years since then, but I'm still rolling with them Canes, man. I never switched up. So been a Canes fan since I was a jit. I live in St. Petersburg, Florida, which is about 4 hours away on the opposite coast. I am a season ticket holder, so you can imagine the type of loyalty and passion I got to have season tickets for a team that's 4 hours away from where I live. But yeah, I make that drive. Sometimes I fly. I'm at a lot of the games. So if you ever run into me at a game, please feel free to say what's up. Make sure you show some love to the page and hopefully keep tuning in and you enjoy some of the stuff that I put out. No, I didn't go to the U. So let's go ahead and address that, because that always come up. Every Miami Hurricane fan, if you've been a Hurricanes fan long enough, you get asked that question. Oh, did you go to Miami? Did you go? No, I didn't go to Miami. I didn't. I wanted to go to Miami. I had several offer letters to go to Miami. But you know what the problem was? My mama said, who paying for that? Simply put, I was getting scholarship offers academically, and they weren't going to pay 100%. But I did have a scholarship where I could go to school for free to any public university in the state. That's what I did. I went where I could go to school for free. And listen, that is what it is. I mean, get a free college education. Man, who's saying no to that? So even though my heart was in Miami and I wanted to go to the U, I went to USF. So I am a proud Bull, proud alum, which is kind of ironic that my very first video is going to be Miami versus USF. But here we are. We're going to dig into that. All right. But no, didn't go to the U. Graduate of USF. Still a huge Canes fan. As far as my favorite Cane, it's kind of like everybody else, man. It's kind of a lot of the same names, man. For me, one of the first players that I really, really, was a huge fan of was Ed Reed, right? Willis McGahee, Sean T, of course, Andre Johnson, Santana Moss, Edge, all them dudes. Duke Johnson, a little more recent, huge Duke Johnson fan. Again, watch all those teams, watch all those guys. Big fan of all those players. Nothing special, nothing crazy. But this is supposed to be a week 3 preview. So that's what we're going to do. The number 5 Miami Hurricanes are welcoming the number 18 USF Bulls down to Hard Rock Stadium this Saturday. Really, this is step 2 in Miami deciding or figuring out if they're going to be the kings of the state once again. Last year, Miami, they beat Florida, they beat USF, and they beat Florida State. So they were champs. They were the champions of the state of Florida. Well, this year, they play USF, they play Florida, and they play Florida State again. Right. So this is kind of step 2 in being able to solidify ourselves as champions of the state once again. And, it's kind of a big deal, right? Especially when you start getting into some of the recruiting battles that take place in the state, the bragging rights, the perception, right? Perception is a really, really big deal on a national scale, but also on a local scale, right? And how fans and a lot of people are around your program. And in the day and age where NIL is such a big deal, you need the perception to be going in the right way, right? And those boosters want to be able to brag against their Florida State, their Florida co-workers and colleagues and business partners, letting them know that you runs the state once again. So it is a big deal. Now, coming into this game and really across college football, the early story of the season is USF, right? They went out week 1 and they blew the doors off then ranked number 25 Boise State. Boise State came into Tampa and them boys got smacked. Within the next week, USF goes on the road and they go to the Swamp and they knock off the number 13 Florida Gators. So you look around the country and you look, some teams have played one tough game. Miami played Notre Dame week 1. You had Ohio State, Texas in week 1. Multiple teams have played, maybe one decent team, maybe one quality opponent. USF has played 2, right? They played 2 ranked teams and they beat both of them. That's a big deal. So right now, it's from a resume standpoint, it's hard to say that any team in the country has a better resume than USF. So when they're coming into Miami, who's ranked number 5, obviously that's going to have a lot of eyes on it. Obviously that's going to get a lot of people chatting. So me personally, everybody who know me, they know I'm a Canes fan. They asking, are you nervous about the game this week? Oh, y'all boys got a big game this week. And they, what you think gonna happen? Are you worried? You nervous? To be honest, I'm not. To be honest, I'm really not all that worried about this game. I'm gonna get into it and I'm gonna break it down for you. This is not just me just being biased. This is not just me having orange and green glasses on. When you really peel back the curtain, I think, and you look at some things, it's not shocking, to see why a Miami Hurricane fan might not be overly worried about this game. And I'm not even gonna bring up last year. Like last year is not even gonna be a thing. Yeah, Miami went to Tampa and we knocked off USF 50-15. It's not even that. That's not even why I feel the way I feel about what's going to happen this coming Saturday. I'm really going to give 3 primary reasons why I'm not overly concerned. I'm not overly worried about Miami being able to win this game. Reason number 1, USF beating Florida made sure that Miami was going to be up and focused and dialed into this game. See, what happens a lot of times with games like this, where teams that are G5 or considered not to be on the level of another team, you get the trap game. You get those sleepy games. And when we're looking at Mario Cristobal's tenure, the sleepy games have been his Achilles heel. Going back to Oregon, it wasn't the big games they lost. It wasn't going into Ohio State in the shoe. Those weren't the games that they came up short. It was the random Stanford game. It was the random Oregon State games that would throw them off and they wouldn't be ready to go and play ball. It wasn't the big ones. It was the sleepy ones. Look at Miami, Georgia Tech, Syracuse, right? Those aren't big games. Those weren't premier primetime games, right? He was ready for that Florida game last year. They were ready for that Notre Dame game this year. It's the sleepy ones that have kind of crept up on them. Well, this ain't a sleepy game no more. And if you listen to the press conferences, Mario, Shannon Dawson, offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator Corey Heatherman, you listen to the players, you heard Carson Beck. Carson made a comment. He said Florida's USF has one of the best defenses in the country, right? That says that he's paying attention. That says that he's tuned in, right? He's not coming in this game thinking, oh, this is a layup. oh, all we got to do is show up and we good. No, no, they locked in, right? Mario talked about how hard it is having to tackle Byron Brown, how to contain him, his arm strength, and his ability to throw the ball down the field. There's no trap game situation here anymore. Right now, if they would have went into Gainesville and they would have took a L, some people might have been like, it's easy to look at. Oh man, they lost to them. Oh, we good. Oh, they couldn't beat them, folks. Man, I ain't even worried about them. Well, when they go in there and win, they got your attention now. All right, when they go in there and they come out of their rank now, they come out of there and people are talking about them having one of the best resumes in college football. Well, that gets your attention. Now this is a big game. You can't get trapped by big games. Right? You don't get trapped by top 25 matchups. And that's what this is now. This is now a top 25 matchup. So if I'm looking at Mario's tenure, if I'm looking at, what the players and the coaches are saying, they're locked in and they realize that they got to show up. So reason number one, you have Miami's full attention. Now, what does that mean really? Well, reason number two, it means that a team with a talent gap is fully focused on you. Right now, the saying is old in college football. Jimmys and Joes are better than X's and O's, right? The teams with the better players oftentimes win the games. It's often the case. Now, that does not mean you get to just walk into the stadium and they just hand you a dub and you walk out. That's not how that works. You do got to show up. The ball will get spotted. Plays will happen. You still got to go win the game. But a lot of times the better teams do win. Better teams don't always win. Well, a lot of times they don't win, usually because they're not focused. They don't execute well. They're not dialed in. They're playing down the competition. How many times have you heard that, Miami fans? How many times have you heard of a Manny Diaz team playing down the competition? You've heard that a lot. See, when you have a big time matchup, though, you don't play down. You show up juiced. You show up lit. You show up ready to go. Stadium gonna be jumping. A lot of people I know, the folks that I buy season tickets with, they all gonna be there. They're gonna be hyped. I'm not gonna be there, unfortunately. But it sounds like the stadium's gonna be rocking. So then at that point, how does the team come out flat? How do y'all come out not paying attention? So that's my reason number two, right? Miami has a better roster just from a pure talent perspective. And I don't think I'm saying anything overly controversial with that. Right? You look at, the draft projections, you look at the high school recruiting rankings, you look at what guys have done from a production standpoint in college so far. I don't think I'm saying anything crazy when I say that Miami has a talent gap over USF. So then if you got the talent gap and you dialed in and you focus, you should win that game. You should be able to go in and get a dub. My third reason really came from digging into the film of the USF-Florida game. And I'm going to show a couple of clips here, and we're going to walk through some things that I saw. And I'm like, Florida gave that game away, probably even more so than USF took it. Right? USF, again, went into that game with a talent disparity. They walked in there with a deficiency from a talent standpoint versus the Gators. They were able to stay in the game, eventually able to win the game. But really, when I think you dig into the film, you see that Florida kind of let it. Florida kind of gave it to them. Florida let them stick around. They didn't execute. They didn't handle business, and it got them in trouble. I'm going to show 4 clips. We're going to walk through it, and I'm going to talk to how I think those clips relate to this game coming up and some things that might be there for Miami. Again, I think things that Miami will be able to be successful with that are going to allow them to win this game. Man, I'm going to show this first clip. I'm going to let the clip play, and I'm going to run it back, and I'm going to talk through what happened. So first, let's just let the clip play. This is on Florida's first drive, 12-set personnel. Flag wave, soft roll to his right, throws back left, incomplete ball. All right, what actually happened here, though? Right, like what? Let's break down what really took place. Okay, so first off, you see they're in 12-set personnel. You got a running back, you got 2 tight ends. You're 2x2, right? 1 tight end, 1 receiver, 1 tight end, 1 receiver, up there to the boundary. They're going to shift, which they shifted a lot in this game. They shifted like an excessive amount, which kind of got on my nerves, but whatever. So now you shifted into a 3-by-1. But when you shift it though, I'm gonna run it back just a little bit. Run it back some more. Notice though the defense, when they shifted, the defense barely moved. These linebackers shifted maybe a little bit. This corner comes back. Corners are almost 10 yards off the ball, 8, 9 yards off the ball. If you see this, a quarterback sees a Carson Beck sees this, he says to himself, this is cover 3. Okay, cool. So now that I know it's cover 3, I have an idea where I want to go with the ball. So let's see what happens. Right. So if you've seen cover 3, you have an idea where you want to go with the ball. They use a little exit. This is Eugene Wilson spreading back out to the boundary. Again, like I said, Lagway, little short roll to his right. Now, my first issue is on this play, which obviously, as we can see, the play wasn't designed to go there. But look at this. Look at this right here. Look at all that space. And when Eugene break that route off, look at that. But that's the easy first down. Honestly, if he get that ball and he put it on him, Eugene might actually, or Trey Wilson, might actually break this tackle. And now we may be talking about 7. Okay, but fine. You didn't take that, right? So they've got the tight end. Right? He shifted up here to the field side. And now he's coming across. Here's the tight end right here. Now, at the moment, it looks like, hey, he's covered. But again, we're talking about cover 3. So you got this receiver up here carrying. He's going to run like a post. He's going to take that corner with him. Safety's playing there. This guy's being held. He's being held honest by the running back right here. That dude's body's going in the wrong direction. So DJ's got the right read. He's got his guy. Pause it. Throws the ball. That's open. If that ball is right up in here, that should be an easy completion. Maybe plus some. And he sailed it. Bro, what are we doing? Bro, what are we doing? I wish I would have clipped this from the backside so I can show this like I want to. Look at that big old giant step he's taking. That's bad mechanics. But that's bad mechanics, man. You take that big giant step, take another step, and then the ball sails on you. Listen, man, you got to complete those throws. Now, that throw looks harder. It's harder than it looks. It is 100%. It's harder than it looks. But you got to make those, man. Heisman hopeful. You trying to beat a team that really you're supposed to beat. Complete the throws you're supposed to complete, man. Like, you got to make those throws. And a Carson Beck, he peeps that cover 3. He sees that. And that ball's got to be completed, man. That's the drop in the bucket. Again, even if you take that first throw to the boundary to Eugene, hey, give your athletes the ball in space and let them work. Bro, take that. That was an easy first down. He broke off his route 2 yards short of the first. You put it on, and that's the easy first down, man. Move the sticks, keep going. All right, move the sticks, keep going. Easy first down, man. Them boys is rolling. This second clip I'm gonna show, they talked about Lagway hasn't played a lot of ball. He missed all the spring, he missed some of fall camp, and maybe that's just what this is, and his timing just ain't right yet. Carson hasn't shown an issue with timing. Carson also missed spring ball, but he was there all through the summer. He was available all through fall camp. And surprisingly, he seemed to have developed some good chemistry with his receivers. Lagway seems to maybe just not be there yet. Like, he just hasn't figured that out yet. All right, so the personnel is the same. They're in 12 personnel again, 2-by-2 at the moment. They're gonna they're gonna shift. All right, boom. So you shift it. Now you're in 3-by-1. Okay, cool. This corner, see him dropping out. Same thing they just showed you. With the corner's way off. This corner's playing center field. It's giving shades of cover 3 again. Giving shades of cover 3. So, you should have an idea where you want to go with this ball. Right? There are certain soft spots in cover 3 where as a quarterback, you're like, all right, if I'm running this versus cover 3, this should be open. And to Lagway's credit on this play, he's going to read it right. Timing is going to be wrong, and it's going to make a world of a difference. Let's let it play. Drop back, boom, incomplete ball. All right. You got your best receiver in the slot. Again, if you've identified that this is cover 3, your receiver is running a 9 route right up the seam. I'm pause it right here. He stepped down into the field, to the boundary. He's backpedaling. This is all green grass. This is all green grass. And if your timing is right, that ball comes out here. He catches this. If he catches this ball right here, that's easy money for yardage out here. Easy money. But what happens? Where is he at? That ball should be coming out now. He's still just getting to the top of his drop. He's getting to the top of his drop. So when he plants and he finally throws it, not only does he not stick it on the receiver, because even if you stick it on him right here, it's still probably a catch. And he still maybe be able to make some moves and go into the field. Trey Wilson is very slippery, very, he break tackles, he make guys miss. So if you give him an opportunity to catch and run, cool, he can make some things happen. But what you did, late, it's high, he's got to stop, turn around, jump. And by the time he do all of that, man, not a boundary corner that came over. He put some body on him. Now it looked like NCAA 25, man. When they make you do the weird animations when your guy was open, and you try to put it on him and they make him jump and the other guy jump with him. We could have avoided all of that. We could have avoided all of that. If you read this pre-snap and you knew it was cover 3 and you shortened that drop and you delivered that ball a dart right here, that play goes completely different, man. It's the stuff like that. It's the stuff like that you can't miss those. Now, Billy Napier got a lot of flack for his play calling, and he should have, right? He did call some goofy stuff. He got way too cute when the basic stuff was working. He was doing things, and it's like, hey, bro, why is you doing that? Why is you in the Wildcat on 1st and 25, and now everybody know you finna run the ball? What are we doing here? But also, if I'm a cap for him a little bit, Billy did call up some well-timed things. This is going to be a short clip. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it, man. But I watched this one, and this one kind of made me mad. I hate the Gators. But when I seen this angered me. This because let me just play it, man. Look, okay, boom. Running back exit. You seen the running back in motion. Okay, now you're in empty. Same thing. You see 4 down. This guy's kind of walking out that way. You can barely see. There's another guy sitting over here. Getting there in zone coverage again, right? They're calling a QB draw. Right now, you're looking at 6 defenders, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, basically in the box versus 5 blockers. But your play call is actually going to give you hat-on-hat numbers, and you just don't take advantage of it. Ball snap. Boom, look, where he ran. Immediately took off going. Okay, now you got numbers. Now I got 1, 2, 3, 4 defenders, 5 blockers. That guy's going that way. Maybe a blocker gets to that second level, hat on him. We use DJ's athleticism in the open field, or even if that guy doesn't elevate, maybe DJ makes a guy miss. But then you got this nonsense happening. Bro, what? Bro, what is that, man? What is that? Look. You don't engage him and hold that block. You step on your teammate's foot. Your teammate, your center, he end up on his butt. Look at this. How the 2 of y'all end up in this? And this man end up free, squared up against your quarterback on a draw. Man, come on. That's a well-timed play call. Would have worked, should have worked. Should have been easy 5-7 yards. I mean, y'all pull that nonsense. Play went for what, 2? Maybe 2. What y'all on, man? That's just bad execution, man. Last play I'm going to show, again, just proving that the opportunities were there. Florida gave this game away even more than it was USF taking the game. Man, this one here, this is a touchdown that you just left on the field. You left a touchdown on the field, man. All right, they motion running back in this time. You got a 3-by-1. Tight end here, 2 receivers to the boundary. Tight end kind of in tight on 3 to the field side. This receiver down here, kind of in tight on the boundary side. All right. This time, USF is actually running man coverage. You bring Trey Wilson in motion. All right, this guy's walking with him. Okay, it's man coverage, right? The beauty of putting guys in motion before the snap is makes them show, are they in man or are they in zone? Well, they showed you they're in man. Okay, cool. All right, so what are my man beaters on this play? Where am I looking to go to beat man on this play? Let it play. DJ takes a look, throws a ball over here, an uncatchable ball to the tight end that goes incomplete. DJ. Couple things, man. Throwing the fade ball to the tight end, I'm fine with that, right? They roll down the safety. Safety's covering him. So maybe he's got a size advantage. My issue is, and we'll see it better on the other angle, that's not a catchable ball. You know, the tight end never even jumped to trying to catch that. The ball was uncatchable. So he's covered the whole way. Literally stride for stride. Like, look at this. Like, we man up, band up over here. Like, bro, there's nothing there. Now, again, maybe your guy has a size advantage so he can go up and get that ball, but then you got to give him a chance to go up and get that ball. Throw it here to the pylon. Maybe he has an opportunity to use his size and strength over the defender. Even better than that, look at this. Y'all, real quick, look at Michael J's third event down here at the bottom with me, real quick. Right off the line. I'm out of here. I'm out of here. Look at this. Look at this. That's a touchdown. His back is that way. He's chasing that way. If DJ throw this ball to Michael's third event, Michael's third event, well, that's a touchdown. But that's a touchdown right there. That's the stuff I'm talking about. That's the stuff where I say that Florida gave this game away more than USF went out and won the game. And so as a Miami fan, I'm looking at it and I'm thinking about my quarterback and I'm thinking about what my quarterback has shown me, his experience, the rhythm, the chemistry he's shown with his receivers. I got to think he makes those. None of those were elite, high-level, ridiculous throws. None of those were difficult reads to make. Now, obviously, I'm sitting on my couch. It's easy for me to say that I'm not out there. But he wasn't even pressured. Clean pockets. Every clip I showed, it was a clean pocket. Every single clip. In fact, USF only got 3 pressures on DJ the whole game. 3 pressures. And I translate that again to Miami and Carson Beck. Since Carson Beck became a starter 2 years ago, only 5 quarterbacks in college football have had a better completion percentage than him in a clean pocket. Almost all 5 of them were first-round draft picks. Cam Ward's one, Jaden Daniels, one of them. The only one who wasn't, who had a higher completion percentage with a clean pocket than Carson Beck in the last 2 years, was Shedeur Sanders. And Shedeur is a baller, and he should have been a high pick too. Not going to get into that tonight. So I'm looking at it and I'm like, yeah, if Carson just does the basic stuff, these are points. Florida should have won that game walking away, at least double digits, at least 2 scores. If you just do the basic stuff, or what is considered the basic stuff if you're going to be at an elite program, right? And then last thing, and I forgot about this. I want to show this. I got to show it from the other side. Going back to Lagway, going back to the mechanics, and maybe he just hasn't played enough ball lately. You know, he missed a lot of time. Bro, look at this. Okay, first of all, you step way wide. That's fine. We can live with that. What was that? Hey, why are we shooting fadeaways? Why are we shooting fade? What is that fadeaway you're doing on your throw? I feel like Patrick Ewing. Have you ever shot that shot? Hey, man, that's not winning ball. That's not winning ball. Right? Mechanics off, misreads, timing off. That's how you lose football games, man. So when you ask me as a Miami Hurricane fan, I think about what the Hurricanes might do in this game. This is why I think Miami wins, because USF, the opportunities are there. And I do cheer for USF as long as they're not playing Miami. The opportunities were there, and Florida just couldn't take them. My final prediction, if I'm putting numbers on this game, I got Miami winning 34-17. I do think USF will scrap. I think USF is a good team, tough team. They got a scheme. They have a philosophy. Alex Golesh has them boys believing, and I think they're a tough team. But I just don't see – if you're going to give Carson Beck that stuff, you're not going to win that game. And last year, before they played Miami, USF threw a lot of zone at other teams. And when they came out against Miami, they played a bunch of man coverage. So maybe they switch it up and they do go man. But we just saw clips against man and zone. Guys are open. Hey, just take the stuff that's there. Literally, old saying goes, take what the defense is giving you. If Carson and the offense does that, I think Miami's going to be fine. They're going to be able to move the ball. They're going to be able to score the ball. I didn't get into USF offense. I feel like that's kind of been the talk. Everybody's in the USF offense. Byron Brown, who's very dynamic. I don't think there's nothing else I need to say on that. I think a lot of that's been said. I wanted to say, what are the opportunities there for Miami's offense to score points? Because the last 2 weeks, USF held Florida to 16 points. I believe it was, if I remember correctly. They held Boise State to 3 points or 7 points. So Miami's going to have to score the ball. And according to the film, the opportunity should be there. According to the film, they should be able to win it. I got Miami winning this game. I do. Not overly close. Maybe tight in the first half, but I got Miami pulling away. 3 reasons I mentioned. One, you got their attention. You can't creep up on them. This is not a trap game. This is very much a brand on brand, ranked on rank game. It has everybody's attention. Miami's got the better talent. They do. That just is what it is. And so you add better talent with a team that's focused and a team that's dialed in. In theory, that team should win. And then 3, USF kind of needed Florida to give them chances to win that game. And Florida did it. I don't think Miami does it. Miami didn't do it last year. It's a tight game going into the half. Final score ends up being 50-15. But when you saw USF play Florida in recent years, it's kind of been the same story. If those teams that have the better talent are either not focused, not executing, they kind of hang around the game and they end up stealing it at the end, or maybe the better team squeaks out. I think Miami has the advantage here. I think Miami wins this game. Please jump in the comments. Let me know what you think. Right? I'd love to hear thoughts, keys to the game. A friend of mine asked me what are my keys to the game as a USF fan. I gave him those. If you want to hear what those are, jump in the comments and I'll share those with you too. Let me know what you think. Let me know what y'all going with. I appreciate y'all tuning in. Please hit the like, hit the subscribe. Somebody Said Canes is the YouTube. It's at Somebody Said Canes is the YouTube page. Please go follow. Please show some love, and I appreciate y'all coming in, and I'll see y'all next week. And as always, go Canes.